queen here. So what did he do? Well, he played here. He could see the build-up of forces here. The knight, the queen, the pawn. But what was his mistake? Well, for one, he overreacted to the threat. Alright, and that's a typical reaction of beginners, overreacting. All you have to do, beginners, is count. The queen has 1, 2, 3. The queen, the knight, and the pawn are attacking. That's 3. White has the knight, the pawn, and so this pawn here, the knight, and the queen. So 3 doesn't beat 3. Just do an easy count. No, that's not going to work. But what actually happens now is, you put that under tension. To take is a mistake often. But if you can take and win a pawn, obviously you should take. So this bishop's activity is significantly reduced, it's significantly affected by this. Also, this pawn at c3 is taking up the best square for the knight. So black can now put the position under more tension. And what actually happens is that black has a plan at this point. And what's going to happen is black's plan is to get to the queen side. And then we're going to see what happens. Okay? We're going to see what happens with a flank attack with the pawns. And in fact, the closed center is actually doing black a favor. Okay, it's actually allowing you to get a real attack going. Okay, so start to enjoy this. Use the closed centers to get an attack on the flank. All right, and open lines against them. Okay, so there you have it. That's my video about the closed center. There's a lot involved. So let's just recap. Just hold up your hand and touch your, get your other hand, touch your thumb and go, okay, number 1, you've got to attack down the flank. Number 2, you attack down the flank which has more space. Number 3, you've got to use your pawns. You've got to attack with your pawns. Number 4, you've got to attack their structure. You've got to attack their pawn structure and put it under tension. Number 5, when the center is closed and controlled, you want to be careful of outpost squares. We can, they're determined by that advanced pawn means that these potentially could be outpost squares for one of their knights. So you have to be very careful of outposts. Okay, but obviously you want to go after their king, you want to go after their position, and so you want to maneuver your pieces. You want to use pawns, get as much space as possible, and you want to maneuver your pieces behind them. You want to keep your light brigade, your bishops, you want to keep them back, and you want to keep them flexible to be able to hit either flank. Alright, and what you think is a bad piece can very easily become your best piece. Okay, and also another thing is the king is much safer when the center is closed. Okay, the pieces can't all bear down on your king so easily. So the king can be involved and can advance, and heavies can get onto that flank, and suddenly even though both kings are castled on the king's side, you can start flying your pawns down there and lifting your king, moving your king across, getting your heavies across, and launching your attack. Okay, so with the centers closed and controlled, attack down the flank. You must attack down the flank. And defenses don't hold typically that well. So against these flank attacks, because they can sacrifice open lines and it can all crumble very quickly. So what's the best? This is the fifth secret, the fifth rule is the best defense is counterplay. The best, and you've got to play sharply to get that counterplay. Even if you lose a pawn, you've got to get counterplay. That's the best defense. And react violently in the center. Counterplay in the center, if you can convert a closed center to a half open center even, or an open center, suddenly their king can crumble. Okay, so take care everyone. Bye!